What if the most advanced BMW ever made didn't start with speed, but with silence? Before it ever hit the road, the iX was imagined as a space, a sensation, not a car, but a living room in motion, wrapped in carbon and code. It's not just built, it's crafted by recycled plastics, precision lasers, and software that learns faster than you blink. Oh, and here's a fun one. Parts of this car are held together with glue stronger than metal bolts. That's right, industrial-strength adhesives straight out of aerospace. This isn't just another EV. This is where luxury meets logic, sustainability meets software, and every detail tells a story. Welcome to the making and the story of how the BMW iX comes to life. Before it was a car, the iX was a sketch, a line, a thought, not of power or prestige, but of presence. What if a car felt more like a living room, they asked. So they started where no factory manual tells you to, the interior. This was a car designed from the inside out, not dictated by engine placement or exhaust paths, but by the shape of the seat, the curve of the light, the silence between sounds. Once the idea had form, it moved to clay, full scale, full detail, human hands sculpting each angle, not chasing speed, but balance. Meanwhile, beneath the studio lights, engineers worked on a clean slate, BMW's modular CLAR platform, purpose-built for electric. No gas car bones to adapt, just a foundation that cradles electric motors and high-voltage batteries like they belong there. That's what made the iX different. Not just how it looked, but how it was conceived. From lounge to machine, from clay to code. Every step, a conversation between emotion and precision. In the end, it wasn't just a car they built. It was a space crafted, sculpted, refined around you. What if the future of luxury didn't come from something new, but from something used? In every BMW iX, the story starts long before the first mile. Aluminum with a past, plastics reborn from bottles and bins, 60 kilos of plastic, up to half the aluminum reused. These aren't scraps. They're the foundation of reinvention. But materials are just one part. The iX runs on minerals, cobalt and lithium, sourced from certified, ethical suppliers. No shortcuts, no gray areas, because it's not just where it comes from, it's how it's brought to life. Even the power that builds the iX is clean. At BMW's Dingolfing plant, machines run on hydroelectric energy from the Isar and Lech rivers. Building a sustainable car isn't about checking boxes. It's designing an ecosystem where every element supports the next. Because one day someone else will drive this planet, and what we leave behind is up to us. Every car starts as a flat sheet of potential, but here, that sheet meets 5,000 tons of pressure and becomes something sculpted, deliberate, alive. This is the stamping hall, where rolls of metal become bones. Not just any metal, BMW's mix of high-strength steel, aluminum, and carbon fiber reinforced plastic. Each chosen not for tradition, but for precision. It's called a space frame, and it works like a skeleton designed by engineers and artists in the same room. Strong where it needs to hold, light where it needs to glide. Next up, the weld bay. Here, over 2,000 robotic weld points bring it all together. Sparks fly like synchronized fireflies. But don't be fooled. It's not just heat and metal. It's accuracy, measured in microns. They call it the carbon cage. Light as plastic, strong as steel. It's not just about going fast. It's about staying safe if the worst happens. In a crash, milliseconds count. In this cage, It's like a suit of armor designed to vanish until the moment you need it. You might never see this frame again, but you'll feel it every time the car glides through a corner or takes a hit without flinching. If the body of the iX is pure design, then this is its pulse, the eDrive unit, compact, electric, built entirely in-house. And unlike most EV motors, this one uses no rare earth materials. It starts with wire, hundreds of meters of ultra-thin copper, spun with exact tension, like winding a watch spring but for torque instead of time. Then comes the rotor, engineered to react to magnetic fields with surgical timing. The entire housing is balanced, sealed, and press-fit so tightly a human hair wouldn't squeeze through. Every motor is tested under load, accelerated, braked, reversed. Not to see if it works, but to see how well it works. Because power is not just about strength, it's about control. But even the smartest motor needs a partner, one that stores its fire, the high-voltage battery. And this is built like a nervous system. Each battery cell is built with millimeter perfection, stacked into modules, welded with laser precision, and connected with thermal pads that act like heat translators. It's not just about holding a charge, it's about keeping cool. Because lithium, like the human brain, performs best at 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. The entire 1,600-pound pack is mounted low, anchoring the chassis like a keel on a ship. Stronger, safer, smoother, and calibrated to speak in sync with every other system on board. This isn't just a drivetrain, it's a duet. Motors and batteries, code and chemistry tuned together like instruments in a silent orchestra. In the iX, power doesn't arrive in pieces. It's built together. No outsourcing, no guesswork, just energy, engineered from the inside out. Before the iX ever shines, it swims. This is rotational dipping, where the naked body shell spins through a chemical bath like it's taking a protective dive. Not for style, for survival. Every crevice is coated, inside, outside, upside down, because corrosion doesn't care where it hides. This step, it's the car's immune system. From here, the color journey begins. But this isn't a brush-and-go job. First, an eco-friendly base layer, water-based, low-emission, gets misted on in a closed-loop system that recycles every molecule it can. Think of it like applying skincare, but industrial. A primer to protect, a base coat for personality, and a clear coat for shine and armor. Each layer dries in a controlled chamber, warm enough to speed up bonding, cool enough to preserve perfection. This isn't just about looking good on the lot. It's about resisting heat, hail, road salt, and time. Then comes the real test. Before any curing, sensors and human eyes check for flaws. Dust specks, color inconsistency, even a hairline scratch and the whole shell gets pulled for correction. Nothing rolls forward until it's flawless. Inside the curing zone, temperatures rise, paint hardens, surfaces bond. The iX comes out not just colored, but coated in resilience. What started as bare metal is now a mirror, not just of its surroundings, but of the care behind it. Before it moves, the iX is grounded, literally. Its journey starts from the bottom as the heart of its electric power is carefully lifted into place. A 1,600-pound high-voltage battery becomes the car's spine, adding strength, balance, and that signature low center of gravity. And from here, the layers stack fast. Motors front and rear. Suspension tuned not for tracks, but for silence, glide, control. Every drivetrain element clicks into place like clockwork engineered for the future. Then comes the soul of the cabin. Inside, this isn't a car. It's a space, a frame for comfort, anchors, supports, each piece prepped for something more than function. They're building a feeling. The materials, they're not just sustainable, they're intentional, each one chosen to feel warm in the cold, cool in the heat, wood grain where your fingertips fall, ambient light where your eyes like to rest. Next, the tech steps in, not as gadgets, but as gestures. A curved display wraps toward the driver. Haptic feedback ripples beneath glass controls. You don't tap buttons, you feel them respond. It all works because it's tested before you ever sit down. Screens, sensors, processors, installed early, debugged in motion. So when you press start, everything's ready to go. And then the moment of truth, body meets bones. This is body marriage, a dance of millimeters. The painted shell floats down onto the assembled chassis, guided by robotic precision that could thread a needle blindfolded. This is where everything becomes one. Power, protection, personality, joined in one perfect fit. Before a Lightning hits the road, it has to prove it can. This is the rolling road test bench, basically a treadmill for trucks. Here, acceleration, braking, and handling are pushed to the limit. It's not just performance, it's proof, built in. Next comes the brainwork, radar, LiDAR, cameras. All those silent guardians of ADAS, advanced driver assist systems, get calibrated with pinpoint precision. Lane assist, adaptive cruise, emergency braking. It's not magic, it's math, adjusted down to millimeters, tested to match real road conditions before you ever touch the wheel. Then it gets wet, really wet. This is the leak test chamber. Hundreds of jets soak the truck from every angle. Every panel, seam, and seal gets pushed to the limit. If even a single droplet slips through, it fails. Simple as that. And finally, the nerves. Every electrical connection, sensor, and module is scanned, tested, and validated. It's like a health check before first breath. Faults don't get excuses, they get fixed. Because once it leaves here, this truck has a new job: to protect, to perform, to deliver. And there's no retest on the open road. This is the final moment. No drills, no robots, just people and precision. Every detail is checked. Panel gaps, stitching, software. It's not just a car, it's a system, and everything has to sync. Before it leaves, it gets more than a charge. It gets updated, over the air, silent, secure. Like syncing your phone, only faster. Because the future doesn't wait for cables, it moves at gigabit speed. From here, the world opens up. Each IX is scanned, tagged, and shipped with the precision of a Swiss watch. The final check isn't about what's perfect. It's about what's ready. Ready for roads, for weather, for life, from blueprint to back roads. This is where the journey begins. Quiet, seamless, ready. In most factories, machines follow instructions. Here, they understand them. This is BMW's smart factory, where intelligence powers the process, not just the product. AI, IoT, and machine learning let everything react in real time. Not when something breaks, before it does. Parts that used to take days, now printed, tested, and refined within hours. Lightweight, custom on demand. Sensors watch everything: torque, temperature, adhesives, alignment. Mistakes don't pile up. They get fixed during. It's not just faster, it's smarter. A system that learns with every IX it builds. This isn't man versus machine. It's man with machine learning, refining, building better together. So when you drive a BMW iX, you're not just driving innovation. You're driving the result of a factory that thinks, adapts, and keeps getting better. From wind-powered welding to AI-guided assembly, what you've just seen isn't just a car being built, it's a future being shaped, piece by piece. Now here's a question for you. If you could improve one part of the car building process, performance, sustainability, or automation, what would it be and why? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read them all. And if you found this deep dive fascinating, we've got more coming. From breakthrough materials to next-gen vehicle intelligence, we'll be taking you behind the scenes of the tech that's redefining mobility. So go ahead, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss what's next. Because around here, we don't just talk about the future, we build it.